Hey guys, my name is Daniel, the small cap guy. So today I'm going to show you one small cap company that I found some time ago, which is called the Paysign. So it has a market cap of $584 million. This company, right, it was founded in 2001 and it is a US company. So what this company does is it is a prepaid card issuer. So it actually develops program and then issue those debit cards for corporate incentive and rewards. So for those big companies like Fortune 500 companies, right, the HR can actually purchase the debit card from Paysign, and then they distribute the cards to its employees who are actually well performing in the job. Yeah, so these cards, right, can actually be used for consumer rebates, then donor compensation, healthcare reimbursement, and so on. And it can also be used personally. So the Paysign debit cards, they are actually can be used anyway because it is network branded. And how this company generates its revenue, right? It actually makes money from all stage of debit card life cycle. So let me show you this. So this is their revenue sources. So it actually charges all the fees from everything. For example, client setup fees, program management fees, cardholder transaction fees, software development, administration fees. Yeah, so this is their revenue stream. And the customers, right, as I said just now, it was big companies, right? And also there are pharmaceutical manufacturers, universities, government agencies. Yeah, so the customer base is very, very strong. So as of end of last year, there were like 2.25 million card holders and participating in 250 card programs. And let's see the latest figure. The latest figure is in 2019 September, it has already gone up to 2.8 million card holders. So as compared to 2 years ago, December 2017, it was like 1.5 million. Now it has almost doubled its card holders. And very recently, the company actually launched this Paysign Premium program, right? So this program, right, it actually allows the cardholders to perform more stuff on its card. For example, it can do a paying of bills, transfer money, remote deposit, and so on. So Paysign actually it is growing its company by having more features in its debit cards, so that the consumers can actually use more often for that for their own card. Okay, so the next thing is competitive advantage. So when the companies, right, they purchase the debit cards from Paysign, they actually receive multiple benefits. So one of the thing is about branding. So the companies can actually print their own logos on the debit card. And the next one is, this is very powerful, which is the customization, where the clients can actually select which merchants can be used for their card and then which cannot be used. And for this, right, the employees actually, when they spend money on certain shops, right, the company itself, the clients can actually receive the customized report and track where the money is used at, and actually to gain the market intelligence. So basically, the company can actually collect more data from its employees and do more data analysis to understand the employees better. Yeah, and then the other thing is Paysign actually specialize in pharmaceutical market. So the patients that actually got the Paysign's card, right, they can actually use for drug purchase at a reduced rate. And the Paysign actually entered this source plasma donor industry, right? So the plasma donors, right, instead of getting cash as a reward, they get these Paysign prepaid cards. And in this industry, Paysign actually owns like 33% of the market share in that industry itself, and it is expecting more growth. Yeah, so this is a very, very huge growth factor for Paysign itself. Okay, next we look at the management. So the CEO is Mark, and he is the co-founder, and he's there since the company is there. And the other guy, Daniel, he is a CTO, and he is also a co-founder. So just look at the compensation table, right? In 2018, CEO, he actually get 874K, and CTO get about 500K. So for this amount, right, in my very own opinion, in a small cap company, this amount is slightly too high, because I have checked the financials of this company. They actually make like 3-4 million per year, but they get like more than 1 million in salary. So it is too overvalued. Nevertheless, for the share ownership, right, the CEO actually gets he holds 19.2% of the company's equity, and CTO, he holds like 18%. So in total in this company, right, all the officers and directors, right, they actually holds like 38.6%. So I think this is a very good sign, right, because their interest will be aligned with shareholders' interest, and they will be committed to sustain the company's performance. Yeah, so this is a very good point for me. So next we look at financials. So this is the Paysign financials. So you can see the revenue is increasing very steadily, and the thing is, the tipping point of this company is actually happens after 2017. So you can see, right, the net income after 2017, it has grown up quite steadily. Same for EPS, and you can see the free cash flow, right? The free cash flow actually increased exponentially after 2017. Yeah, so this is a very good sign for this company. And for the net margin, it is well above the 10% mark, and ROE is also very steadily above 30%, 40%. The interest coverage is actually dash, means there's no debt. We can cross check it at the debt to equity ratio. It is dash, so it has no debt. So for this company, right, because it is a very small company and high growing company, right, so there's no dividend paid, and I'm fine with it. Yep. Then the next thing is valuation. So this company is a high growth company, so we can use the growth method to actually tell that whether the company is undervalued or overvalued. So we look at the earnings per share is 0.05, and the growth rate is over 30%, is 37%. So the thing is, when we look at the P ratio of this company, right, the P ratio is at crazy 246 times. So by looking at this ratio, right, for if you want to use growth method to calculate the interest rate, right, it is almost definitely it is always overvalued. So for growth valuation method, it is overvalued. But why are people still buying shares at this overvalued price, right? So I actually found the other method called the discounted cash flow method. So what this method does is, it actually forecasts the future cash flows for the next 10 years of this company, and then discount the future cash flow to present value. So it is a total sum of next 10 years cash flow from the company, and then just discount them to present value. So if you want to understand more about this method, you can read. I'm not going to go through it. Instead, I'm going to tell you what I do. So this is Guru Focus discounted cash flow calculator. So these are the parameters you need to input. So the first thing is earnings per share. So instead of earnings per share of 0.05, right, I actually input the free cash flow per share, because we are using the discounted cash flow model. So 0.22, it is here. And then the growth rate in the next 10 years, 30%. What it means is, I believe that this company can grow 30% year on year for the next 10 years. On this 30% is on the cash flow side, not the earnings side. And the terminal growth rate 4%, years of terminal growth 10%. So what it means is after these 10 years of 30% growth, right, I actually expect the company to grow at 4% every year for the subsequent 10 years. So in summary, for first 10 years is 30%, then the subsequent 10 years is 4%, and then after 20 years, it is 0% growth. Yeah, so the discount rate is 12%. So by entering all these parameters, right, I got a fair value of 12.11. So by comparing the current share price of 12.19, it is near to fair value. But take note that these discounted cash flow parameters are very sensitive. So let's say if you don't believe that the company can grow at 30%, right, when you put like for example 25%, right, the fair value can easily go down to 8.72. So it is very sensitive and it has very significant change in the fair value when you just change a small amount here. So instead of 10 years 25%, maybe you think that the company can grow for 15 years, the fair value instantly changed to $16. So you need to be very careful on inputting the numbers here, and these numbers depends on how well you understand the company. So only you can decide what kind of numbers you want to put it in. Okay, so this discounted cash flow calculator is a double-edged sword. It can help you or it can harm you. Okay, so next is what is the potential risk for this company? So as usual, this is a small cap company, so there are always big players around to beat it down. So there are many competitors. And the second thing is this industry is highly regulated, so just take note of it. And the third thing is this company is concentrating in one market, which is the pharmaceutical market, the plasma donor side. So for this one, I don't think it is a risk. Instead, I think it is an advantage because there is no other competitors who specialize in this market yet. So the Paysign, it can actually very easily to gain more market share in this industry. So over the time, right, in the future when the other players want to enter, right, the Paysign he actually gain significant amount of market share, so it will be very difficult for other players to enter in the future. Yeah, so this is a good point. And the last thing is the outstanding shares increases year on year, which cause dilution to existing shareholders. So in this outstanding shares, right, in 2010 it was like 35 million, and now it is about 54 million. So every year there is an increase. So when the shareholders numbers increase, right, the earnings per share will actually decrease. So it will cause dilution to our earnings. But the thing is, if the company can make more money from raising the capital here, right, and then the earnings per share will actually grow, very significantly in the future, provided that the company can actually perform at its healthy performance. Yeah, so after a few years, the company may do a share repurchase program. That is when our shareholder value will actually increase back again. So this is not a huge factor for me. Yep, so that's all about this small cap company, Paysign. So I hope you found this video useful. So please give a like to my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you around.